that would happen.
They're not going to believe this.
Yeah.
No one's going to believe this. Truly within 30 seconds.
I get someone standing out here.
It's so funny.
This is a display to show the 600 homeless youth in Boston versus the only 12 beds available for them to stay at. So this is a huge disparity, obviously a big need for these beds. We're hoping to help raise awareness about that and open a shelter to help the youth have somewhere to stay. We both work with the Harvard Square Homeless Shelter, and we were approached a few years ago by some of the local resource service providers who said, your shelter is one of the only places that youth feel comfortable staying at. And you guys as youth yourself are kind of in this special position to maybe do something to really change the situation for them. They're just very not comfortable in most adult shelters. A lot of them also have had, abuse as children or domestic violence, and they're suffering from a lot. So to put them in the environment of some of these really big shelters is really difficult.
I think with youth, it's, at least for me, it's always kind of been a softer spot. So I'll talk to them, and it's very hard not to just forget that I'm talking to homeless youth and feel like I'm talking to another of my friends. Right. This is something that I think we bring up a lot in kind of advocating for this issue, how much we have in common with these youth, and it's very hard to draw the line between, like, I'm a student, you are a homeless youth, because we're the same age and we're going through a lot of the same kind of questioning processes just based on where our brains are at. But I've definitely learned, how strong people this age can be.
Also teach us how they take care of each other. I think that really has come home for me a lot, and they see each other as their family out on the street, and if somebody's not feeling well or hungry or needs some cheering up, they kind of will all gather around that person and or do whatever it takes to cheer that person up or get that person a hot meal or find some place for that person to stay, get them extra blankets. I've seen them literally take the coat off their back and put it on another one of their friends.
Mackenzie, as well as some other seniors, have been working on this for many, many years and thinking about it. Many, many years. 3 years in college terms, that's a lot of years. But so they've been thinking about this issue and the fact that there are a lot of youth who don't have the same resources that the adults have, just based on the fact that they need different things, and they're going through a much different sort of psychological transition than the adults.
Do you have any relationship with Youth on Fire?
We do. We're actually very closely partnering with them, and they will probably end up running during the day in our space, and then we'll be sort of the night. So it's a very close relationship, and they were one of the very first people to suggest we start this. And they were some of the others that have come to us and said, you guys run a great shelter for adults. What have you thought about doing this specific population of 18 to 24-year-olds where there's really a need to fill that? And we can use sort of a peer-to-peer model to really leverage some of the resources we have access to. So
I think just within the past year or the past couple months, have we started to kind of materialize with fundraisers and events and things like this that are sort of taking this issue and putting it into the public's view.
We are just wrapping up a big fundraiser we did on Harvard campus where we tried to raise money for 1,000 nights at our shelter, and each night cost $17. So we just hit our 1,000 a couple days ago. So that's been really exciting. And in the meantime, we're also reaching out to bigger donors to look at more long-term, trying to fundraise for the first couple of years of running the shelter so that we have some buffer room before we open.
So that's $170,000.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Where will the shelter be?
We're still looking at options. It's definitely going to be in Harvard Square, probably in one of the local churches. We're actually meeting with architects this week, and we've done some walkthroughs of multiple spaces to look at the different safety issues. We've met with the city manager, so we're within the next month or two we'll have secured our space and can start renovation this summer. So yeah.
Are you getting pushback from people in Cambridge at all that don't want the shelter? NAMBY, NIMBY?
Not too bad. It really hasn't been. The Cambridge Police Department's been really, really helpful. We actually have two of them They're members on our advisory board. We've had other community members, multiple churches have offered their space. Overall, I think it's been really positive. Cambridge is a special place. So
yeah, thank you very much.